How are you? Hang on, am I live? Jason Gunn. Can you see me? Am I live? Is this live? Okay, no, I'm live. All right. Yeah. Welcome back to Ask Jason Anything Sunday night show. So, if this is the first time you see me, my name is Jason. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a meta ads optimization strategist. So, what I really specialize in is to help meta advertisers level up, whether you have a performing campaign, you want to take it to the next level, or you're new to meta advertising, you just want to get somebody to really guide you to, get started with the right structure, the right strategy, that is designed for your business, feel free to reach out to me. Go to my website, tribupacademy.com, to look for the best way that we can work together. Now, what do I do here? I actually go live every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time, as I'm from Malaysia, to answer Facebook ads, Meta ads, Instagram ads related questions. So if you have any questions regarding Facebook advertising, digital marketing, Meta advertising, and all, my recommendation is first thing first, please go to my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for Jason Gunn. Try to search for an answer. I mean, I have posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel. Chances are I probably have answered something related to your challenge before, or anything similar. So if you can actually find an answer or find a video that is similar to what you need, of course, that'll be great, right? Just get over it and move on to the next step, because to be frank, meta advertising has got a lot of things that we need to learn and master. Getting through one hurdle at a time is really the key that we should consider, really like focus on to get forward. So yeah, move on, right? So it's just in case. But however, if you can't find anything related to whatever that you're facing right now, you can't find an answer, you can't find a video that's related to it, now all you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. So what I'm going to do is, which I'm going to show you later, I'm going to screenshot your question and I'll be answering your questions live on the following Sunday. So yeah, so if you can just post a question, and if you can join me live on the following Sunday, then I'll be more than happy to have you over here in the live here. Otherwise, you can always come back and watch the replay so that you can get my answer on that. Okay, so that's how I work with advertisers from all around the world. And yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So sometimes we have more questions, sometimes we may not. So essentially, this is like a 30 minutes ish kind of discussion. So if we get over the questions early, then we probably will just end it early, right? Otherwise, if you have any questions, please pop your question as a comment in the chat. So once I get over all the questions that I've actually captured on my YouTube channel last week, I'll come back to the chat. So if you comment in the chat, please stay until the end so that we can actually have our discussion over there, right? So yeah, the show is called Ask Jason Anything About Facebook Ads. So that's what we do on Sunday night. But just in case, you need something faster. Say, like you can't wait until next Sunday and you need like a quicker kind of turnaround from me. And probably other situations would be you have some, like more private and confidential question that you don't want to actually ask in the public. Then you can always have this option to book a one-on-one 30-minute Zoom call with me. So scan this QR code, it will take you to my Fiverr gig. So buy me a dinner, then you can schedule a 30-minute Zoom call so that we can have one-on-one discussion. It's either to go through your questions, to review your campaign, to probably walk you through on certain settings that you don't really understand in Facebook advertising or the ads manager, or you probably want to look into your business manager settings and all that. Anything that is related to meta advertising, scan this QR code, and I definitely look forward to work with you to solve your problem and to help you get over the whatever hurdle that you're facing right now, so that you can move on to the next stage on your meta advertising journey, right? So yeah, scan this QR code and buy me a dinner. Then we can actually have a quick discussion over there. Now, another option would be, so just in case you're new to meta advertising or Facebook advertising, and you're looking for a more proper guided training or course to really master or at least get started with all the fundamental knowledge that you need to know to start right, I would recommend my Facebook Ads Masterclass. Now, this is a 2.5-hour recorded training. I repeat, it's a recorded training. So when you scan this QR code, make payment, you will get access to the training right away, and you have lifetime access to the training. So what do we cover in this 2.5-hour recorded training? First, we talk about the strategy. So this will be a step-by-step walkthrough on how I design Facebook ad strategy using my framework, which I call the two-step funnel framework, and how do I set it up with step-by-step walkthrough. So you will really see the entire thing. How do I strategize? How do I structure? How do I set up the campaign? What are the buttons you should click? What are the buttons you shouldn't? Things like that. So everything is going to be a very proper walkthrough. So strategy, structure is the first thing that we talk about. Now, the second thing that we talk about is the objective selection, because in my opinion, if you start your Facebook ads with the wrong objective, then eventually you might actually get the wrong audience in at the very beginning, which would jeopardize the entire journey, or your advertising kind of like activities will go down the drain. So choosing objective is the key. So that's the second option second topic that I cover a lot. Now, aside from that, I also talk about the audience targeting strategies. Over the past, I don't know, man, I've been running ads since 2009, 2010. I've been working with clients since 2010, so that's correct. So, I mean, I have developed quite a number of very interesting audience targeting techniques that you can apply in any of your Facebook ads campaign to really help you get the right people. So that's the third so-called topic that I cover in the Facebook ads masterclass. Then after that, on the fourth topic, we talk about ads design and copywriting. So first thing first, I'm not a designer or a copywriter, although I do on my own design and copywriting work. But I don't specialize in the creative part. But as I work with clients from all around the world, because that's how I work with clients on the coaching basis, I do have some first-hand information about what's working and what's not. So in the topic, I would actually share with you what you should consider, what you shouldn't. So that's a very important thing. So the fifth thing that I talk about in the Facebook Ads Masterclass is analytics. You see, everybody can start running ads on Facebook as long as you have a Facebook account. Put in your credit card, then you can start running. However, to find out whether your campaign is doing good or not, how do you determine the effectiveness and the performance of the campaign, and how do we determine the next step to take? Whether you have a good one or bad one, then what should you do next? So these are all the things that actually have to be started with, analytics. So in the trading itself, although it's just the fundamental, but I give you those important metrics that you need to understand. I give you great detailed explanation about what are they, how should you make decision based on what kind of benchmark. So that's something that I really believe every advertisers must learn. So yeah, like I said, you always get the latest version of it, because every 6 months or so, whenever there are updates, really significant updates, I will do a re-recording on the training itself. And whenever you go back to the link that you get after purchasing the course, you always get to the latest version of it. So don't worry about that. So yeah, if you want to learn that, scan this QR code and start learning right away. And all the best. Okay, now just in case, right, there are people who say that, I've gone through enough training, I still find it, intimidating. Can you help me get started? Just like help me design and set up the campaign already? Yes, I do. I do have. It's really not a training, or it's also not an agency service. But what I really do is, I would design the strategy with you, for you, of course, based on your needs and all that, and I would advise you based on, on the creative direction, on the copywriting and all that. Even I would advise you on if there is anything that we need to do on the landing page itself. So we would talk about that. So yeah, I would design your strategy and I will set up the campaign for you. So on the second week, on first call is to talk about this design, right? On the second call, once you have all the materials ready, I will set up the campaign for you with you. So everything will be recorded. So a lot of my clients actually treat this as their in-house training preparation, as in like once you go through this program, right, you can use the recording to educate your team. And yeah, so that's kind of the thing that you can do. And the best part is, this is not just any generic whatever training out there. It's the training that is designed for your business, because the entire thing is based on your case study, nobody else. So it's a very powerful training that your audience or your team member can really learn in the most effective way. So yeah, so once we set up the following 2 calls, we will be talking about optimization. So we will have regular calls to come in and see like, oh, what is going on, what is working, what's not working, what are the things that we can do, how do we make decisions based on the analytics and all that. So we go very in-depth using your own campaign. So yeah, if you want to get somebody to actually get a campaign up and running in the most optimized strategy and learn along the way to set up, to design, and to optimize, scan this QR code. I only take a couple of clients, a handful of clients per month. So scan this QR code, fill out the form, let me know more about your business, and let's have a quick chat to see whether we are a good fit to work together. If yes, then I mean, of course, by all means. If not, well, at least we make friends, right? So yeah, so that's that. Now, yeah, I just launched a new program which I'm planning to do this at least once a month or maybe twice a month. You see, over the years, I have reviewed thousands of Facebook ads campaigns. All right. People come to me, ask me to review their campaign, let them know what's working, what's not working, and what are the next steps. So from there, I've actually accumulated quite a number of failed ads. So I was thinking maybe I should actually, of course, all the information will be modified, but these are all based on real case studies. So I'll be running, this is a live workshop. So in the live workshop itself, you have to sign up to attend. It's not like going live like here to the whole world. It's a Zoom workshop where you have to sign up and you have to join. So what we do here is inside the session, I plan to do it once or twice a month, and each session will not be longer than 30 to 40 minutes kind of thing. I will share 2 to 3 cases in each session. So this is where I share failed Facebook ads and how I fix them. So real case study based sharing, it's very interesting. So yeah, it's more like like storytelling kind of sharing and all that. And I will share with you what are the steps that I took and how do we fix the problem, whether did we fix the problem or not. So even I would share some failed cases that I do have failed cases. Certain businesses are not meant to be advertised on Facebook. So, but nonetheless, we want to have all these cases to be discussed. So yeah, if you'd like to join one of the sessions, which the first one is coming up in next week, scan this QR code and sign up for free. So this is a Zoom class, as I said. Make sure you can join me live because there you can actually ask your questions over there. Okay, so now let's get back to the question over here. So the first question is coming from Talha. So you say you have one last question, which is bugging me for a long time. So your question is, can you scale a campaign when it is in the learning phase? Well, quick answer is yes. Because when you are in the learning phase, you have to understand the campaign is not well learned, meaning it's still it is still in a very volatile stage, whereby every day in day out, Facebook is still testing new audience and they're testing a lot of things in the campaign itself. So, but however, if you already see early sign of like stabilization, that you're already getting some traction and results coming in, and you plan to scale the campaign, I would say it's actually doable. But my scaling framework is actually very simple, because before you are certain, because remember another thing that I always like to say, before you scale, you got to make sure that you have an optimized campaign, because scaling an under optimized campaign is a scary thing, because you don't know what's working. You get what I mean? Yeah, that's my philosophy. So, but if you are good with analytics and you know that your campaign is working, with all the CTRs coming in are pretty good, and you have result coming in, and the entire journey seems to be working pretty well. Good number of people landed, good number of people added to cart, good number of people actually initiated checkout and purchase and blah blah blah. So the whole journey is kind of like looking very good with, or at least on par with your previous benchmark. By all means, you can scale. But prior to that, make sure you understand the number first, because if you scale, the next question would be, how do you measure success? So what are the metrics that you should be monitoring to make sure that it's not, like getting into some volatile stage and, like shaken up like badly. So these are all the things that you have to pay attention to. So yeah, when you scale, monitor CTR, CPM, and all these key metrics, the entire campaign performance, and see whether it's stabilized, and as you are still at the learning stage, I would say do not scale more than 20 to 30%. And once you scale, give it at least 4 to 7 days to stabilize. And while you're stabilizing it, make sure you monitor the campaign. You can't rush into things. I understand, like the other day, I spoke to someone from Germany, Berlin, yes. His client wants him to really scale it fast because the opening is coming up next week and all that. We got to push for this. Yes, we do understand the urgency, but you don't want to ruin a performing ad set or performing campaign. So if you really are in the rush, then you probably need to apply a different set of strategy, which we do have in like to cater to this kind of really speedy scaling situation. But as you are stabilizing, I assume that your business is kind of like taking a slow and steady pace. I would say give it some time, at least 4 to 7 days before the next scale. Best recommended would be, if you can get 7 days stabilizing station time, they'll be the best. Yeah. So like I say, stabilize or, like make sure you are scaling and optimize campaign. So if you're not sure, whether your campaign is stabilized or optimized, you can actually scan this QR code. This will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can actually book a 30-minute gig with me. It's a Zoom call where we will dive into your campaign and I'll build you a dashboard about all the metrics that you need to track for your campaign, tailored for your business. And after that, I will analyze it for you and teach you how to. And of course, once we actually analyze, we will come up with a plan. So that plan is to guide you, on the things that you should or consider doing in the next couple of weeks at least, to try to take your campaign to the next level. So if that's what you want, scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, then I, look forward to work with you. Okay, thanks for the question. Now, the next question here is coming from EJ. So you're asking, because this is a video about the best Facebook ads objective for Shopee store. So yeah, in the video itself, I talk about if you do have CPAS, then you want to consider using the objective, which is like the CPAS sales objective and all that, because theoretically, it should be optimized for better performance. But having said that, right, I do have some cases where it's not the case. Like if you join my, Facebook ads, the failed Facebook ads workshop, I'll be sharing in this coming session, I'll be sharing one failed Facebook Shopee ads, Shopee CPAS ads. And yeah, we did totally something different to actually tweak it. But theoretically, if you are a brand that has been quite established and you know the audience are buying already, you should go for the sales objective. But if you're not, then you probably want to consider traffic. If you're not having CPAS, then traffic will be a better route for you. But nonetheless, whether you do have or not CPAS, you can run ads for your Shopee store very easily. But the question here is, how do you design the strategy? That's really the key. So yeah. So if you want to apply the same thing on TikTok ads, theoretically it's the same. Yeah, because TikTok allows you to run ads and drive people to a destination beyond TikTok. So that's something that you can actually do to drive people to your Shopee store or your whatever. So yeah, so that's something that you can do. Okay, right? Thanks for the question. Then we go to this is actually the last one. Yeah, so Uday is saying your CPM are always $50, which is normal. I say when it comes to Facebook ads CPM, the whole idea here is you want to, like a benchmark it based on your previous campaign. First thing first, we have no control over CPM. It's just you have to monitor the fluctuation. So, and having said that, I also did mention that CPM is not the only metric that you should be monitoring, because a lot of cases I've seen, even though with higher CPM, we still, as long as the result is still coming in, we don't mind higher CPM. That's what I want to say. Because sometimes your audience are really harder to reach. What can you do? But as long as you're reaching the right people and they're taking action, and you're profitable, having high CPM is not going to kill your campaign. That's what I want to say. So yeah, I mean, just benchmark a CPM and monitor. But having said that, in my opinion, if you really want to learn how to take your campaign to the next level, really understanding the connection between metrics are really important. So if you do run ads and you have high CPM, yet you still want to find out if there's any way that we can actually take the cost down, I would recommend that you scan this QR code. And this is, of course, my one-on-one Facebook ads review and audit session, right? It's a Fiverr gig. So what we can do here is, of course, we can do what we need to do, which is to dive into your campaign. First, I will draw all the other metrics. Aside from CPM, what are the other metrics that you should be monitoring? And how do we analyze the metrics? I will analyze for you, and I will teach you how to. And from there, we would actually build a plan about what are the things that we can do, what are the steps that we can take in the following weeks, for example, to try to take your campaign to the next level. So if that's what you want, you can scan this QR code. And yeah, I look forward to work with you. Now, I have a quick question here, which is like, like the other day, somebody actually came to me and said that, Jason, I know running ads can reach people, and from there, I'll be able to get people to come to my website and buy and all, right? But having said that, right, is there a way that I can actually reach more people with my ads? I mean, the question here is really, he was trying to reach more people with their ads. Meaning, let's say if you're now spending $100, you are reaching 1,000 people, for example, you are asking how can you reach more people with the same amount that you are spending? So that was the question. So how do we do that? Now, first thing first, you have to understand how Facebook charge you for Facebook ads. They don't charge you per click. They don't charge you per purchase. They don't charge you per lead. They charge you by CPM. Meaning every 1,000 times they show your ads to a bunch of people, you are being charged X amount of money. So basically that's your CPM, and that's how Facebook charges you. So let's say if your CPM is $50, for example, That means if you spend $50, theoretically you are able to reach your audience 1,000 times. Not necessarily 1,000 people individually, but your audience 1,000 times. So you probably can reach about like 800 people, and with a total impressions of 1,000. So if you spend $100 a day, that means you probably will reach about 1,006 or 1,007 people, at the like impressions of probably about 2,000 plus minus, because your CPM is $50, right? So how do we reach more people with Facebook ads? Now, the first thing you can try is to really broaden your audience targeting, because theoretically, one of the key factors that determines the CPM is how niche is your audience. If you are targeting a very niche audience with very specific targeting options and all, theoretically, it's harder to reach them. And theoretically, because of that, the CPM is going to be higher. So if you actually lower down and reduce the difficulty to reach your audience, meaning you try to go broader audience, for example, whether it's by location or whether it's by interest targeting and all that, theoretically, with the same amount, you might be reaching lower people because your CPM may drop. You get what I mean? So that's something that you can try to reach more people. However, okay, having said that, I want to really warn you something, which is reaching more people may not mean getting more results. That's what I want to highlight. Because if you ask me, another way to reach more people is to try different objective. Like, for example, if you're trying to go for sales objective, then you're getting probably $50 for CPM, which means, like by spending $100, you probably can reach your audience about 2,000 times a day. Now, if you opt for another objective, which is the engagement objective, for example, your CPM may drop down to maybe like $5, which theoretically you can reach 10 times more people with the same amount that you're spending. But having said that, are they the right people? That's my next question. Because I have this saying, which is rubbish in, rubbish out. The moment you bring wrong audience into your entire funnel, you're going to jeopardize the entire thing, because your pixel is going to pick up the wrong signal that, oh, these are the people that reaches your website. But these are not. These people come to your website and leave right away. So are they the right people? They are not. And they probably see your ad and they don't click. Are they the right people? They are not. So the whole idea here is you don't want to bring the wrong people in just because you try to reach more people. So rather than focusing on trying to reach more people with ads, I would rather recommend that you try to optimize the campaign. First, okay, of course, we can still possible to reach more people with the same amount that you're spending. I mean, there are different things that we can look into in order to bring the CPM down, or probably to, because CPM can be brought down over time. Well, how? If your campaign has been performing well, Facebook will reward performing campaign with lower CPM. So these are all the tiny little things that a lot of people don't know. So if we are running good ads and we are getting good results and all that, and all the ratings and everything are pretty good, you can enjoy lower CPM over time. But having said that, it's all about building the right strategy in place. So how do we actually optimize the entire campaign aside from the CPM or reaching more people? We want to see if there are any way that we can actually optimize the campaign by taking it to the next level, by getting better CTR, getting better conversion on the website, getting better, probably engagement rate from the audience and all that. These are all the things that we can try to do. But having said that, we need to look at the entire campaign first to see what are the things that we can do. So if you are running ads and you're trying to actually lower your CPM, which is possible, but if you, at this point of time, if you're watching this video up to now and you agree that you want to take your campaign to the next level by knowing what else to tweak, that's really something that I want to actually invite you to do. So if you are running ads and you are trying to take your campaign to the next level, not just bringing down your CPM or to bring the cost per sales or whatever down, but really optimize it to prepare those for scaling, I want you to scan this QR code. This will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can buy me a dinner. What I'm going to do is we're going to spend 30 minutes together. First thing, I'm going to build you a dashboard. So I will draw out all the metrics that you need to track for your campaign, tailored for you, and I will analyze for you. So I would actually teach you how to analyze as well. So from there, we will be deriving hypotheses and things to do and all that, and we will build a plan. So this plan will guide your actions for the next few weeks, things that you can try to do to implement, hopefully to bring your campaign to the next level. So that's really something that I've done with thousands of Facebook advertisers from all around the world in the past few years. And it's really effective because knowing what to do is really the next key that a lot of advertisers are struggling with. And if that's you, scan this QR code. I look forward to work with you. Okay, right. So I guess that's pretty much it. That's all the questions that I get over here. And like I said, all right, so this is what we do every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. If you have any questions, please head over to my YouTube channel, try to search for an answer. Otherwise, if you can't find one, just pop your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos and come back on this following Sunday to listen to my reply. All right, with that, thank you so much. Have an awesome June ahead. It's already June, right? This is the first Sunday of June 2024. You guys have a good one. I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you. Good night. Bye.